UFC Vegas Apex Fight Night, whatever you want to call it, number 20,001, 2025. We need to get out of the Apex. That's the big lesson from tonight, because we had some absolute bangers, some absolute great finishes on tonight's card. Wasn't the highest star-studded type of card, but the best we've ever seen. Potentially at the Apex, it's one of those fight night cards. Absolutely lots of finishes from start to finish. Now getting into, of course, the main event was Burns and Morales. Morales really showed out tonight, and as we go through the rest of the card, you will see just what unfolded tonight. We started off the card with Tisha Pennington and Luana Pinheiro. Of course, that one ended in a decision for Tisha Pennington. Of course, she's now the second all-time winningest strawweight fighter or something like that. I don't care. Time to move on to Hyung Sung Park versus Carlos Hernandez. Fantastic finish here for Hyung Sung Park with this round one rear naked choke. Absolutely fantastic here for him. Great finish here. Wrapped it up in the first round. Beautiful there from him. We're just going to run through these real quick because, again, there aren't a lot of big names on here, but the finishes were worth noting. Of course, Denise Gomes, the man, the myth, the legend herself, took out Elise Reed. Also, quick finish here in round number 2. Take a look for yourself. Boom. One shot, down, big bang, boom. That's how the boys get it done. Of course, we're moving on to Luana Santos and Tanira Lisboa. Another women's fight to start off the card. They really stacked the lower portion of this card with the women. I wonder why they did that. Let's take a look at this. Oh, anyway, enough of that. We'll get on to the first Americana in female MMA history. Take a look for yourselves.
She's cranking on it, just a few seconds left.
Really respectable there by Luana Santos. A lot of weight behind that submission there. Good for her. Good for getting the first Americana in women's history. All right. Yadier Devalle against Connor Matthews. Devalle coming into this one was not one of the higher touted prospects in my opinion. However, he did prove me wrong. Tapped him out in quick fashion. Round one finish. Back to back. And Jared Gordon, pillow hands Jared Gordon. This guy beat Paddy Pimblett back not too long ago by decision. Now, of course, Paddy Pimblett did have a broken foot in that one. But Jared Gordon, in my books, has beaten Paddy Pimblett, technically speaking. But this guy, he put it on a show tonight. Boom! Thiago Moises, always a tough out, but Jared Gordon proving to get better and better after his trouble with addiction. He's talked about that a lot, and looks like he is certainly overcoming that. Gabe Green, Mateus Camilo. Mateus Camilo was one of these prospects that I was looking forward to, and guess what? Kind of gassed himself out there. Can't just get rid of those guys. Like Gabe Green might not have all the skills in the world, but somebody like a Camillo, who's very explosive, very athletic, may not have the gas tank to go all the way. He had Gabe Green going back and forth here. Almost had Gabe Green out of there on multiple occasions, but Gabe Green just turned the tables on the guy. I mean, how the turntables they go. Gets the tap, the submission from Mateus Camilo. Gabe Green, somehow, big 2025, hanging in there, hanging tough, and getting the win. And then Melky Costa and Julian Erosa put on a scrap for the decades. I mean, we knew this was going to be a scrap coming into it. If you don't know who these guys are, Melky Costa has fought like 3 times in, the last 4 months to start out the big 2025. Julian Erosa always comes to scrap. He's taken out all the prospect killers himself, winning the fights that he shouldn't win, and losing the fights that he shouldn't lose. I mean, this one for Melky Costa getting it done over Erosa. Take a look at just some of the action here. Boom, spinning back fist. We'll skip ahead a little bit. Julian Erosa at the end of the round thinks he won it. I mean, it was close back and forth throughout, but Costa gassing near the end of the third. Moving up the card to probably what was the fight of the night, maybe. That could be argued between the Julian Erosa and Melky Costa, but 2 back-to-back fight of the nights that went to a decision here. Just fantastic from these 4 men. Dustin Stoltzfus hanging in there, hanging tough. I mean, they put on an absolute show. Nursultan Rozaboyev, though, was putting some big shots on Dustin to start out rounds 1 and 2. Round 3, though, Dustin came around and put it on him because Rozaboyev just couldn't get that guy out of there. He was throwing spinning back kicks, landing them flush against the side of the head of Dustin Stoltzfus. He was just walking straight through them. I mean, my goodness, this guy's got a hell of a chin, despite that Abus Magomedov first-round finish a few years ago. I mean, what the hell? And Ruziboyev, an absolute menace at 185. Stay at 185, my friend, because that's your division going forward. Of course, Rodolfo Bellato, Paul Craig fell through. That was the big news of the night in terms of the card. Bellator being canceled. Yeah, that's right. The NPC Bellato did not make it through. Wow, Myron Santos, though, this guy, absolute frog build, absolute, I don't know, DC build? I mean, what was this? I mean, this guy really showed out. I mean, look, this guy's an absolute athlete, an absolute stud. Myron Santos getting it done, putting on a show against Sadiq Youssef. Just pinpoint accuracy here from Myron Santos. The dude's calm, cool, and collected, and took out Sadiq Youssef with relative ease over a 3-round decision. Then Michael Morales, the star of the show. I mean, this guy just went in there and absolutely murdered Gilbert Burns. Of course, Gilbert Burns is aging, but this is not something that just any other guy. I'd like to see Ian Gary get in there and try to do something like this. Could he get the finish? Potentially, yes, but, you know, he used to train Gilbert Burns, so that's unlikely to ever happen, unfortunately, for Ian Gary. But Michael Morales putting on an absolute show and just taking out Gilbert Burns.
And Gilbert Burns trying to survive here.
Just absolute wrecking machine here from Miles Morales. No, Michael Morales. Remember the name Michael Morales. This is no Spider-Man here, boys. He might have the hair, but he's not Spider-Man. He is a fucking ultimate fighter, and taking out Gilbert Burns in the first round is exactly what you need to do to prove yourself as a contender at welterweight. But the biggest news of the entire card was, of course, Patchy Mix himself getting it done. The fight is now official. He's in the UFC. His first public words as a UFC fighter. Take a listen to what he's got to say. This guy's coming for that belt. Watch out, all you casuals. This guy is coming for it all.
Patchy, no love mix. June 7th, 3 weeks. Catch my fight, UFC 316, 21-1. I'm coming for him, and I'm coming for this belt.
Hell yeah, this guy is a multi-time champion in Bellator, one of the best fighters outside of the UFC. Go take a look back at some of his highlight reel finishes that he has gotten over the last few years. Very, very impressive stuff going through the whole bantamweight tournament a few years ago. Patchy Mix is one to look out for, and he'll be taking on Mario Bautista. It is official for UFC 316 on the undercard of Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili, number 2. This is going to be a hell of a fight to look forward to, arguably selling the entire pay-per-view for any hardcore fans. Interested casuals, learn the name Patchy Mix. This guy's dangerous, trains with Merab Dvalishvili. Take a listen to what he had to say in relation to coming after Merab, coming after that belt. It's just business.
If that fight gets made, is it kind of just it's business?
Yeah, just business. You know, when like a couple months ago, we had been in the gym and I seen him and I told him, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with my PFL deal, and I want to be a man to you, and I want to come to you and tell you, you know, I may come over there. And me being a 3-time world champion, demolishing everybody that I fought in over the last few years, I knew I would get a push towards the top of the division. Now, barring, I didn't know Chito would go out and I'd have to fight number 10. I honestly thought I'd have to fight maybe someone up in the upper echelon of 5 or better. But, you know, I take what you know, I'm not picky about it. I take what I'm offered, and, you know, I believe in hard work and making, you know, I believe in having to earn my way too here. So I didn't mind taking it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, I told him as a man that I could potentially be coming over here, and that if we did fight, you know, I would hope it would be for the title down the line, and it's just business. You know, his dreams are the same dreams as I have, and my mom that, you know, a single mom that raised me and my brothers and sisters back there, she raised me to work my ass off, and she raised me since I was a kid. So, you know, I'm not doing this just for myself. I'm doing this for my family, and that title, you know, it comes with setting your family up for life. So, you know, it doesn't matter who's in the way. It doesn't matter who.
That is a real man right there. That is a real fighter. That is a real championship caliber kind of guy. The way he speaks on the mic, very professional, very respectable. The Bushido, everything about this is exactly what you want a fighter to be. What do you guys think about this? Did you enjoy the card, Burns versus Morales? It's one that you did not want to miss, but of course, it was an Apex card, and it was full of a lot of no-name kind of caliber guys. But if you're a hardcore, if you know who these guys are, there were some bangers on this card, and we knew it was going to happen, but do we know there were going to be all these finishes? Absolutely not. But the main event, it showed that Michael Morales is here to stay in the welterweight division. Can he reach the pinnacle of the sport? We will just have to wait and see. Will he be the one to take out JDM? Will he be the one to finish off Ian Gary, the much maligned fighter in the welterweight division? We'll see what's next for Michael Morales. Potentially a Carlos Prates fight. Both those guys relatively unscathed in their last 2 fights. So we'll see what happens. The welterweight division is on fire with these young prospects. What do you guys think about this card from top to bottom? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.